Hi, my name is Terry Lee, and this is the other half of video 4. So we're going to call it video 5 in our flip book, our Back to Nature paper flip book. And the information, I don't know if I remembered to say this or not, but all the tools and stuff that you see me use are linked in the text file. If you click the more link underneath my name and the name of the video, then you'll see all the information you need about the paper and the scissors and all that stuff. Anyway, all right, now that we got that business out of the way, this is our original, and we're going to set this to the side. Thud. So let me show you what I've done so far as the ephemera and the decoration of it goes. So we've got the cover, and inside here I've taken 3 of the circles like I mentioned, and I inked around the edges, and then I took my tickets that were duplicated, or not duplicated, but had images on both sides. I inked it. I was an inking fool. Got through the whole end of my audio book. So I'm done with that one and get ready to start a new one. I haven't decided what I'm going to put here, but I did do this little tab. I put some a little writing space on the back. I put the little tab on the tag, and this is the skinny opening, so I just made a smaller tag to go in there. But look, the way I made it, the little owl's face sticks out in the thumb hole. I think that was really cute. I did the fussy cutting on here, and I glued it to the page. I left it kind of open, and then I left this kind of open, and this too, so that it kind of came off the page a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to put anything up there. I don't want to overdo it. There's a tag here with the little owl looking through the thumb hole, and you take this out, and I haven't put anything on here yet. That's just a placeholder tag, because I really wanted to put the paper on before I put that on, to tell you the truth. Okay, on the next page, I did the fussy cut rows, and the fussy cut rows on the bottom, I inked around them, and I didn't do anything to this up here. I can't decide if I'm going to maybe do the rows here, or put something small up here, like one of the circles. I'm just not sure. And so I did that to these pages, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything else to that either. And this is our notepad page, and that's what we're going to do next. And then this is the back of our book with the new back picture instead of the owl. All right, here we are, notepad page. Now, I just want to show you, because I know some people use notes, and some people, and they write it out for you in Sharpie marker and set it to the side so you can see what they're going to do. But this is what my notes look like, and as you can see, there's a big X across part of it, and half of it you can't read. And I need to erase some of the pencil so that I can see what I'm reading. Believe it or not, I wrote it in pencil first, and then wrote over the top of it in ink. I know it's like a crazy way to do it, but it keeps me from wasting paper, except over there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece of manila folder, which I already did, to 5 inches wide and 11 inches long. And the reason it's going to be 11 inches long, if you look on the original, I'm gonna do it a little bit different, and I'm not going to do the last step and glue it in. But if you look at the original, it's got this fold over flap and the fold up flap on the bottom, and that's why it's called a matchbook. Usually the cover comes all the way down, and it looks like a matchbook, and that's why it's called that. But on this one, there's a 3-inch flap, and there's a 1-inch flap, and then this is 8 inches long, or almost 8 inches long. However, I made this one 7 inches long. Yeah, 7 inches long. And so we've already got paper on the page, so we don't have to ink around the edges here. If you decide when you're doing it to not put paper on this page, then you'll need to do that step. Okay, so now we're going to cut the inside piece that goes on the inside when we're done with the folding. I'm going to cut this inside piece to 6 7/8 by 5 inches. Okay, so then the next thing we need to do, let me move this out of the way while we construct this. I decided not to show you the exciting part of the cutting of the manila folder. The next thing we need to do is we need to make the folds, and the easiest way to do that is to use a scoreboard, because then you get a crease and it gives you a nice clean fold, and you don't have to worry about it going off at an angle. So the first crease we want to make, because we have a 3-inch flap, is going to be at 3 inches. Make sure if you have well, it doesn't matter if you're going to glue it in, then it doesn't matter which side the the name brand is on. As you can see, I get these, I buy them 100 at a time for $10. So it works out well because I really like doing folios. All right, and then we're going to do another score 1 inch from the bottom. So it's 11 inches long. So we want to make a score at 10. All right. That was exciting, wasn't it? But at least you got to use your scoreboard. Also, with this project, since we're using a manila folder, they make smaller scoreboards, but I recommend the 12 by 12. It works on smaller projects and it works on bigger projects. And I did get this on Amazon, and it was only $17. It was a really good deal. It was on sale. So the next thing we're going to do, you can bend it just a little bit so you have kind of an idea of where, you know, what's going to go. But you're going to want it flat, and we're going to glue this paper in here. Okay? So let's do that part. Oh, wait. I am sorry. That is wrong. See, I need to look at my notes. Fold the bottom and the top a little bit, and then ink. We have to ink all of it. So you get to do the exciting watching of the inking, which I know is exciting to everyone. But you want to ink around all of the edges, all the way around, on the manila folder and on the paper. Guess I should have had this done ahead of time. So, do you want to talk about my dog, or pretend like we're interested in the weather, or maybe about my paperclip fetish? I use them for everything. I'm not kidding. I use them for everything. I have big paper clips, little paper clips. We're going to actually use more. We're going to use another paper clip in this project. And it's going to be a permanent paper clip. All right, now you're going to want to ink across the folds. You can ink this whole bottom part if you want. It sounds like a good idea to me. And then you're going to want to ink across this top fold. Okay, and you're going to want to ink around this paper. And of course, you know, the ink is going to be whatever color you're inking your And you only have to do one side on this one. You don't have to flip it over and do that edge. But this is mainly just to kind of give it a little bit of a definition, and also so that you don't see the white. You can tell I ink a lot, huh? I just started doing folios, and I realized how much inking I had to do all the time. So we're going to get our Fabrifix out. Now, I also occasionally use Aleene's gel glue. It's a little less wrinkly than white glue. I put it also in one of the soft squeezy bottles, and there's a pin, which I don't have a flower on that one yet, but there's a pin on here. And since this is heavy cardstock to manila folder, we actually could use it if we wanted to on this. Oops, I'm going to glue the paper. If you glue the paper, then you know that you're not gluing out too far onto the manila folder. I like this overhead camera because I'm pretty sure when I bend my head over that I'm not showing you the top of my head, because I can glance over to the side at my computer. It's also great because it's a webcam. Make sure you put your picture in here right side up. And I guess I could have inked around the inside of that a little more, huh? So that where the manila folder shows. Now it won't show on the bottom. You are going to have some stuff showing in the top, and in fact the way I'm going to do it is a little bit different than the way I did it the first time. So I am going to have to ink this. And I hope it doesn't look too scruffy, or I may do something different. I'm not sure, but this is the way I'm thinking I want to do it now, instead of using the construction paper on the inside. And I'll show you what I'm going to do instead, because when we put the brads in, you know, you're going to see that open part. You won't see it on this one, but you will see it on the top one. So we're going to have to cover it with something. All right, now if you are, let me look at my list here. Ink inside, glue the inside, fold the top and the bottom, add paper to the outside of the flap if you want paper here. If you don't, guess what? You're going to have to ink it up. Now on this particular one, I think I am going to come back and do paper on it. But if I do, I'm going to have to wait to cover the closure of the brad on the inside, because otherwise I can't take it off once I cover it to do paper on the top. So let me see what it looks like. Oops. That is, I'm doing so well on this one. I don't have paper clips, and so I'm confusing it with the one that's done. Okay. On this page here, let's see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm thinking it's okay, because everything else has got the inking on it. And, you know, what we should do, because that seems to not want to kind of crease very well, is to take your bone folder and just to make this crease a little bit sharper. Okay. And you can go ahead and glue a little bit on either side to hold this closed, because when we put our notepad in, we're just going to slide it down in here. You might want to put a little extra glue to kind of keep that, because it's really wanting to open. Just hold it for a second. It doesn't take very long for the Fabrifix. Oh, I got glue stuck to me. Yeah, see, it really wants to come up. I'm tempted to paper clip it until it's dry. Tell me if I should or not. Actually, I think it's going to be okay. We can double check it if it kind of wants to come loose, but this glue grabs pretty well, and this is the good side of my board. I hope you know I'm using this. You should see the other side. All right, so if we're going to put a brad in, oh, actually, I should have done that before I glued it. I have a little bag of brads. This is what they look like. And to save you the trouble, I went ahead and picked out 2 ahead of time. I'm not real wild about these with this, but there is a lot of green on here. There's, you know, green in here. And I just don't really like the little flowery things, but oh well. So there's these, and then you poke it through the paper, and then you open them up, and that holds them in. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to figure out where you want the top and the bottom brad to be. So let's go ahead and actually measure. So we don't want it right exactly at the edge. So let's go, we got 2.5 because it's 5 inches wide. It's all right if you make the pencil mark because the brad's going to cover it. And then 2.5 here. And then what we're going to do to poke the hole is, this is called an awl, A-W-L, and you use it in bookmaking to poke the holes. I guess you could poke holes in anything. You just poke a little hole. Doesn't have to be very big. Poke a little hole, because the ends of the brads are not pointed enough to actually puncture the paper. So now I'm going to put mine in. If you're going to put paper on the top of yours, I guess I could have made that hole a little bit bigger, huh? I think I will. If you push the awl in farther, since this gets bigger, then it will make a bigger hole. There we go. And then when you open this, then you just, you make sure this is as tight as you want. And then you open it up like this. And then, of course, you want to turn it like so. All right. And that's why we're going to have to cover it on this side, unless you don't mind looking at that. We're going to do the same on the bottom. This is the part where I wished I hadn't glued it, but we'll manage somehow. So I'm going to push that in there. Oops, she says confidently. Push that in there. And then I'm going to open it up. Where are the little sides? There we go. And you open it up. Push it down so it's on there good. Okay, then we're gonna measure. This is some bookbinding waxed thread, and you don't even have to tie it or anything. Once you put it under here, it's tight enough that it won't come off. So you just do that, and then you do this much down here, and then you just take your giant scissors and you cut it off and leave a little slack. There we go. All right, and then all you have left to do is cover this, and then we're going to make our paper clip. Oh, I put it on the pad of paper. And then put the paper in, and then if you want to, go ahead and glue it on this page. I'm not sure. I'm thinking I'm going to try something else, but I'm not really sure, so I'm not going to actually glue mine in. But so you can see how the closure works. Probably should have made it a little bit longer, because when you have the paper in, it kind of sticks out a little bit more. I guess I could pull it because then you can kind of wrap it around once and that will hold it. You can make it tighter, you know, pull it tighter. You can pull that around once and that'll hold it better. If you don't have any slack, then that's what holds it down. So you just need to pull it tight enough once you get the paper in there and wrap it around, and then that'll hold this top down. Might want to, oh, here it is. Just winging it. Okay, we're done with the awl. We're all done with the awl. Oh, another bad joke alert. Okay, done with the bone folder. So now all we have left to do with this is to do our paper. Now, I did find some tea dyed paper. This isn't coffee dyed paper. This is tea dyed. In fact, it's a little green. This is my avocado dyed paper. And I had just these little scraps, and they were just the right size to kind of give you the right idea of what you're going to do. You're going to stick your paper in here. And, oops, I guess it's a little bit long. Hold on. Just going to cut a little bit off the ends. I'm using them to measure because I didn't think to make a measure mark or anything. Okay. So now they should fit in there. Yep. Okay. So you're going to put your papers in there, but I thought it would be nice to have a closure. So now to make one of these, it's very easy. This is a little Tim Holtz ephemera. This is a piece of a book page. All it is slid on here. So you make the little loop, and you make the loop by wrapping it around so you know it's big enough to go around the outside. I forgot to get a piece of book paper. So you just wrap it around. I'm looking around and I realized I hadn't put the lid on my glue. Okay, let's see if this will work. You wrap it around the outside like so. Okay. And you can do it twice. I would do it twice. You wrap it around and then you glue it. Okay. Then all you do, because this allows the paper clip to still be used, and then you just take this, you see this is my original one, and you just glue it to the paper. So you've got the paper on the clip. Oops. You've got the paper on the clip. And then you just glue the ephemera to the paper. And then you just clip this on here. She says confidently. You clip it on here. Oops. All right, well, I didn't put it back on here correctly. You clip it on there. Then when you put it on the paper, you slide it up and you put it in between the paper and the clip. And then if your clip shows, then just slide it down a little bit. There you go. All right, and then that goes inside there just like that. Then this closes like this, and you use your little string to close it up, and you're good to go. Now all you need to do after that is just glue this to the inside of here, wherever you want it to go. Okay, and then you're all done. So then you're just going to add your fussy cut pieces, add your ephemera, and then the last thing that we need to do is cover the top. My dog is in here wandering around again. So you can use washi tape. You can use Let me grab the stuff. Now, obviously, you would not use these colors, but I got this on AliExpress for, I don't know, $1, I think, for all these pieces. But you could take a piece of cloth if it was wide enough and, glue it on. Just put some glue on here. Or if you don't mind the way this looks, this one doesn't look that bad compared to the other one, then you could just leave it. But if you want to cover it, you can use a piece of cloth if it's wide enough. Cover this with glue. Be generous with the glue. Not so much that it soaks completely through your material, but you kind of want to make sure you get it down in there. And then just hold it like this. Run it across the top and hold it till it dries, and then trim the material. Okay? Now, if you want, this is cheesecloth, so you can use any other, you could use seam binding, you could use whatever. Now this, I haven't dyed any of this yet either. It's the exact same principle. You put it over the top with some glue, okay? And this, you'd have to be careful with the glue. You could double this, and then when you put it on the glue, it would be better. And then trim, any excess off. And then the same thing with if you had some tan colored lace, some dyed lace. I don't think lace would match the quote unquote style of this book, but if you had something that was a little more earthy looking versus kind of fancy looking, I believe this is for wedding dresses. I got this on AliExpress too. I got this whole bag full plus some more. I don't know. I think it was like $2. Something like that. There's no link below for this. I'm just telling you. And I got this on Amazon, but there's no link below for that either. Anyway, so you can decide what you want to do to the top of your book. You could finish up with your ephemera, and then you'll be completely done. Like, I still need to do something here, but you can decide. You can decide what you want to do. You're going to be different than me. I inked up some more stuff, and I haven't put any paper on the back yet. You can ink it. You can leave it. You can put stamps on it. You can do whatever you want on the backs of these. On these, like I said, I put, this one is double-sided, I'm sorry. And then I thought there was another one. I put paper on the back. Anyway, I think I have one ready to go, or a couple ready to go, and I'm just trying to decide where I want to put them. So the notepad will be here. And then, I was going to put it here, I think, over on this side because the pocket is right there. That's where I'm going to put them. I'm going to use these that are the owls. I might use this one as a side pocket and then slide some shorter ones in there. Oh, maybe this one that matches. Maybe I could make it look like, like I did on the other one. I could. Well, that's what I'm going to do there. Because now it looks like the whole owl. And then you can pull this out, and then you can write on the back. See there? I find, and I don't know if this sounds nutty or not, but I find that if you say it out loud, you can kind of figure it out easier. That's for me. I guess you can't, this for me, you can't see me pointing to myself if it's off screen. Oh, I did want to show you this. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's over here. What I'm planning on doing is taking the hair off there, is to cover this. First, gonna flatten it out a little bit better. If you make it too tight, it's too hard to get the string around, so you might want to double check before you cover it and make sure you left enough slack on there for this string to go around. Okay, like I said, I really feel like I should have left a little bit more string on here. But I'm going to take this matching paper, the piece that I cut off of here actually, and I'm just going to glue it here, okay, across the top to cover the bread. I don't know, maybe I'll put something on there first because it really doesn't seem to be covering it very well. So you'll have to look at it and decide. I may just leave it. I may glue it down and just leave it. Maybe I could take something to knock down the shine on it. And, you know, it doesn't look that bad. I could take something smaller. For some reason, there's a hitch in its giddy up. It's kind of tall right here. Doing it on the fly. Just push it down. I'm using my thumbnail to push the kink out, but there's still one in the middle. Well, I guess that's what you get for getting them from AliExpress. But that seems to make a lump is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do on that. But anyway, that's the basics of making this book. And put that there. I've got my roses here. I've got my roses here, but I'll probably put something else in here, and I'll have a tab for this pocket, so that little owl face will be looking out. And then on this page is our notepad, and then you have the back. So that's it. That's all there is to making this flip book. I hope you have enjoyed watching this. You can see more of these videos by just clicking on my little book picture right underneath the video. And please like and subscribe all these videos. And I want to thank you for watching. And this is Terry, and I'll see you in the next video. And that'll be a second for you and a day for me. Bye-bye.